everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday Rewind.
Wait. Wrong show. Do it again.
I'm sorry. I'm used to being president. But, you know what? Fine. This is Saturday. This is the regular Rollback Podcast. And we are going to be reviewing that piece of shit Christopher Nolan movie, Tenet.
I feel like it's a little harsh. Tenet wasn't that bad. I'm Eddie, folks, by the way. I'm the actual president owner of the Rollback. My name is actually on the letter. I'm just saying.
He's a face for the company. I'm a little too risque for the company. It's okay.
Fuck you. Whatever. I bankroll the company, bitch. I edit for this thing.
So yeah, back to Tenet.
Christopher Nolan's latest mindfuck.
Why are you emphasizing the latest part? It is his latest movie. Like, it's not a question.
Oh, you don't know. They're going to be listening to this in 10 years from now. If you're listening to this from 10 years from now, why are you listening to this? Go do something better, like ride on your hoverboard.
Thanks for criticizing our fans of the future.
Yeah, fuck our fans in the future.
Wow.
I fuck them now. I'll fist fight all of you. I was waiting.
I was waiting this part out, aren't you?
No, I'm keeping this.
Okay. Well, Eddie, you obviously liked Tenet more than me.
I respect it more than you. I didn't love it.
But you liked it more than me.
I thought, okay. Yeah, I like it more than you. That's not a high bar, though, because I know you thought this movie was really stupid. Like, you don't hate this film, but you really don't like it.
No, I don't hate it. My biggest problem with this movie that I didn't have, like, Interstellar is also another one of those science fiction movies where it has this concept that you really have to delicately explain to the audience, because if you don't do it right, the audience is going to be sitting there wondering what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. And
I thought Interstellar did that really well. Mm-hmm. I have never seen Inception. I know, sue me. But from what I hear and from what you've told me, Inception does that really well as well. I did not think this movie did that well at all. I think this movie took a plot that was, cool, but you had a horrible way of delivering that plot in that you didn't explain jack shit to the audience in a good way. One, because I feel like there was no acting in this movie. They were just like, okay, just all talk, really bland, no emotion. Don't you even dare show emotion.
It felt like a spy. It felt like a James Bond movie if Christopher Nolan.
Fucking, there's emotions in spy thrillers. There's emotions in the old 007 movies. This movie, everyone's just like, all right, we have to get through this mission.
Well, yeah, because shit's serious. Like, at that level, when you're at a point where, like, hey, my decisions will affect the outcome of this planet, fuck the freaking outcome. We need to get this done.
I understand that things are serious. Mm-hmm. But when you speak in one octave throughout the entirety of the movie, it gets a little hard to follow.
Is there anyone in particular that you want to, like...
I felt they hamstrung David Washington.
Like, have you seen him in Ballers?
I liked him in Ballers.
He can act.
I thought he was awesome in Ballers.
Yeah.
I thought they really hamstrung him in this movie. I was like, dude, this guy's got some chops, and you're fucking, like, not letting him off the chain. Mm-hmm. And... I don't know, I felt like they could have done a lot better with him. I like Robert Pattinson. To be honest, I can't really think of any other movie that I've seen him in aside from Twilight and Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. I know he's done movies. He's done Lighthouse. He's done a bunch of other movies, a bunch of small indie movies. Can't think of them. Mm-hmm. But from what I hear, he's a good actor. I liked him in this movie. He was pretty good as the sidekick to the action hero that is...
The protagonist?
Yeah, the protagonist, yes.
Because they never give him a damn name. Which I think that means...
Okay, so I wasn't crazy.
Yeah, no, that actually kind of bugged me too. But again, when you're at that level of, like, espionage, it's like, dude, you don't have a name. You're him. You're the guy.
Because I was like, fucking Robert Pattinson's character's name was Neil. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, what the fuck is Washington's name? And then, okay, so I'm not crazy. I was just like, did they give him a fucking name?
No, they simply referred to him as the protagonist throughout the whole goddamn movie.
Christ. And so, yeah, like, I like Robert Pattinson in this movie. I like the villain. I don't know his name. I always remember him as Loveless from Wild Wild West because that was the first thing I ever saw him in.
I want to say he's also the guy that's...
he's in a ton of movies.
He's Lockhart, isn't he?
Yeah,
from
he's
Harry
Lockhart.
Potter? Inspector Poovel.
He is Inspector Poovel in that
Murder
on the Orient Express.
Murder on the Nile looks good.
It's a trailer. Calm down. It's a trailer.
Look, man, there aren't that many good actual mystery films. Like I can only think of 3 off the top of my head, and one of them is Clueless. It's Clue. So
Clueless is a rom-com. Teen rom-com.
I've never seen that movie.
Man, it's alright.
Fair. Okay, so Tenet. Okay, so you said you had a problem with the concept, right?
The concept, the delivery of... Not so much the concept. The delivery of the concept.
But they explained to us 3 times. Look.
Really? Because the whole time you're just
it goes forward and backward. Done. She even says it. Look, if you go through this thing, time, everything around you is going in reverse to you. You're basically the anomaly in the sea until you get reinverted and now everything looks normal to you.
Yeah, they could have done way better.
Oh, what if actually one of the characters look, I'm going to explain to you real slow.
What, you mean a breaking the fourth wall moment?
No, break not... No.
Hi, audience.
No.
I'm going to explain this movie to you.
No. Imagine Robert Pattinson looks at the protagonist. Can we just call him John or something? Or what's his actual name?
John David Washington.
Okay, we're going to call the protagonist John from now on. What if Neil told John, look, he puts a whiteboard. You go forward through time, right? And he shows up on the whiteboard.
Honestly, I would have rather seen that because we've seen that done in plenty of fucking movies.
Yeah.
We saw that in Stranger Things where they were explaining the upside down.
Yeah.
The teacher's this is the flea, this is the acrobat, this is time. Fucking do that, bro.
I mean, but Nolan, he's got to be better than that.
Nolan, I like Nolan. But sometimes he gets a little too pretentious for his own good.
He's pretentious. He just has a high concept that
he's
really
stroking it when he was making this movie. I'm so fucking smart. I'm so smart. Look how smart I am. And he's probably calling the writer, look how fucking smart I am. Hey, Chris.
He's the writer. He's him and his brother, I think.
Okay, the producers. He probably calling the producers.
His wife produced it, helped produce it.
That's even better.
It's a family-run territory.
Even better. He can't get Me Too'd for it.
Oh, God.
But, no, I felt like he was really, I felt like he could have done this movie a lot better.
He drank his own Kool-Aid?
The thing I'm really curious about is why they were so adamant about forcing this movie out. They were fuck you and fuck COVID. We're releasing this movie while everyone else is pushing back blockbusters. They were just we are releasing this.
I mean, to be fair, it's had a weirdly long stretch of dominating the box office because no one else is putting anything out.
Well,
so
yeah.
You know what? Let's take advantage of the month and a half, 2 months that no one was going to release anything.
Here's where I think it's weird. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of other movies that are blockbusters that were supposed to come out in April, May. They're being pushed back a year. Mm-hmm. This movie, the delay on this movie is not that much. Mm-hmm. And they were just no, we have to fucking release it.
Maybe Warner Brothers needed the numbers. Well, also, maybe, and you mentioned this, it's possible that this movie could get him an Oscar because he's never won an Oscar. Has he been nominated? I think he has.
He's been nominated, never won.
And this film, especially in a particularly weak year, I mean, maybe it's his claim.
I mean, I'm curious as to which years he lost.
I want to say he was nominated for Inception, but I might be wrong.
He probably was. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't. Interstellar, I mean, I don't know if he was nominated for that. I'm pretty sure he was nominated for, Best Visual Effects, which I don't get how he didn't win that for Interstellar. Or Inception. But... I mean, yeah, that was probably one of the big things that hit me after I saw this movie. It was why the fuck was Warner Brothers so adamant about pushing this out?
Well, also, because, I mean, bear in mind, 2020 was supposed to be a stacked year for films, and so was 2021 pre-COVID. Mm-hmm. So, post-COVID, 2 stacked years worth of films in 1 year, that shit's going to get crowded, and a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money.
Yeah, that makes sense. But, I mean...
And also, this is not your normal...
I don't even know if they've broken even on this movie yet.
They've made $200 million, but I think the film cost $250. But
like, see, I heard like ridiculous numbers about like how much this movie cost to make, like $600 million.
Fuck no, who knows of that?
Exactly. I was like, if they made a $600 million movie
with no franchise behind it,
this movie's not it.
What's it called?
Let's see, budget 205. They made 53.6 million.
Wait, really? No, at the box office they've made at least.
Nope. 53.6 mil.
Fucking how?
They are not even close to breaking even.
I mean, to be fair, it's Wikipedia, but on Wikipedia says they've made over 250 mil.
Oh, this is just straight Google.
Oh, I'm on Wikipedia right now, and they tend to update it with each week, so they've made money on this. But
or maybe it's a Nolan fanboy. He's like, no, he did not create a bomb.
What's it called? And this film, I mean, $200 million for a non-franchise film is damn near unheard of. I don't remember the last time that I saw a non-franchise film get that kind of budget.
Avatar.
But it's a Nolan film. So yeah, like what, 12 years ago?
Yeah.
Because look at everything else. Anything that's worth that much is a franchise film. You know, fucking Logan. I don't know how much Logan costs. Fucking Avengers, Ultron, fucking all the DC movies.
I mean, I think it's also like a testament to the director.
Yeah.
Because the director has to have a good track record behind him. Mm-hmm. They're not just gonna give like Brett Ratner a fucking franchise out the gate, huge budget. No. I mean,
but Nolan, I think he's on like the level of like Del Toro, or like
he's established. I mean, it's fair to say like he's a very established filmmaker.
Well, like if you notice, more and more films are also trading not just on the stars, but who the director is also.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's weird because like with Nolan, he's like stuck in between that stage of directors in where it's like he's a blockbuster movie director, but those blockbuster movies are edging to the point where they could be Oscar worthy
and art.
Yet nothing, no wins, nothing. Which
might be, well, I call bullshit. Like I think Inception. Do you think he's past his peak though? Do you think he's peaked?
No. I'm not a big fan of the Academy either. I've seen some bullshit fucking wins that I'm just like, how did that movie win? Mm-hmm. Or like, there's plenty of ones. Spielberg is one of them. It started to annoy me recently because he started mouthing off saying like Netflix movies shouldn't be considered for the Oscars. Streaming isn't fair. It's like, shut up, you old bitch. This is the future.
The same guy that made Jurassic Park, which you clearly love.
I love his work, but when you say something stupid, you should be called out on it. The movie industry today is not what it was in 2000. It's not what it was in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Indie films like Blind Spotting Behind You are very hard to get made now because you have to make them for less than like $5 million.
I think it was Martin Scorsese that said Marvel movies aren't real cinema.
I could give a fuck what Martin Scorsese says. That's his opinion. If he doesn't like Marvel movies, that's fine. There's obviously an audience for it. I mean, me personally, I'm like, fuck you, dude. You have no idea how long comic book fans have been waiting for good adaptations of these comics.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't agree with it. I don't care if you don't like seeing them in the box office. It's not for you. Don't go watch it. Mm-hmm. That's perfectly fine. I'm not going to go watch like a chick flick and then sit in the theater and be like, this movie sucks. Like, what kind of fucking asshole does that?
You know what you're signing up for.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, in this case, like, Tenet, I'm just like, man, like, Nolan's done good work. It's true across the board. And you could look at, like, his movies, his past movies, like, he's done good work. And with this one, I was just like, he could have probably, like, explained it a little bit more. Give the cast, like, a little bit more range. Mm-hmm. Probably shortened it a little bit. There were some parts where I was just like, it's like gristle on a steak. You could probably cut it off. And
I don't know. I don't think there's anything. I'm trying to think of any meat he could have cut. Maybe he could have shortened some of the action sequences. But this movie, it never felt like it dragged. It felt like we were keeping up with it. Like, the movie never felt like it was, like, slowing down. The only time I was like, not this, is the fight scene in the art place.
Oh, okay.
Because we had to go through that a second time exactly, though.
Yeah.
It's like, do we have to? But I understood why.
And it's funny because it has, like, some instances, like, where he used, like, some things from Interstellar, like the whole time travel aspect, like when Matthew McConaughey's going through the black hole, and, like, he reaches out into the spaceship, and, like, Anne Hathaway, like, touches his hand. And then you see, like, the instances in Tenet where, like, you see that one car that, like, crashes in the trailer, and then you figure out, like, oh shit,
it's him.
John David Washington was driving the car.
Yeah.
Or, like, Robert Pattinson was, like, in this scene.
In the very beginning.
Or, like, the scene where they're running towards the tunnel near the end, where it's about to collapse, and Robert Pattinson's driving in the Humvee behind, honking the horn, trying to get their attention.
Yeah.
Like, you see instances where he's used these type of tropes before. I mean, and, like, again, like, I don't hate this movie. I'm gonna probably have to rewatch it, like, a couple of times. Maybe it'll change my opinion. But, like, for me, I don't know, man, like, I feel like if a movie has to take a couple of times to watch it, it's not that great of a movie. And I'm not saying that there isn't great movies that you have to watch more than once, because there is. But, like, if you want it to be universally great, it has to be great off the bat. Granted, you could say, like, there's cult comedies like Mallrats that had a very, like, it tanked in the box office. It's considered a cult classic. It's all, like, well and good. It has a following, which is fine. But, like, if you wanted to get nominated for the Oscars, it has to be great out the gate. You can't fuck around when it comes to the Oscars. There's any little reason that the Academy will choose not to look at you, they will find it. Even if there's fucking COVID. They'll be like, well, you know what? It wasn't that great of a movie.
Well, actually, from what I understand, they're updating the rules to be on the Oscar table. Now you need to have been active within the last 5 years, either working on, releasing, producing, or something with the film within the last 5 years.
Oh, so they're trying to force out all the old heads?
Yeah, they're working on trying to, like, update it to where it's like, okay, people who are active in the industry are the ones that are kind
as they should. Like, a movie like La La Land,
it wasn't for us. It was old timing.
I was just like, dude, you're sucking off the Academy's dick with this movie,
and it worked.
And I'm so happy they had that blunder where they didn't win. I was so fucking happy. I was like, good. I'm glad you look like dipshits walking up there.
Oh, and then he had to walk. He was gracious though, and he was like, "Yeah, no, we didn't win this." Well, what one again? Was it Moon?
Yeah,
Moonlight. Moonlight, that one.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck you, dude! Like, you're sucking off the Academy's piece right now."
How bad do you want the Oscar? Because I think Martin Scorsese kind of did that with The Irishman.
Did you ever see Adam Sandler's speech where he won? I think for, like, the Actors Guild Awards for Uncut Gems.
No.
I love the way that he takes a shot at the Academy in that one.
Why? What did he say?
He's just... I can't explain it. I'll show it to you off camera. But, like, he's just like, fuck those guys and fuck those losers and their stupid award. Like, we know who we are.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, dude, like, fuck you, man. Adam Sandler really acted his ass off in that movie, and you snubbed him.
Oh, he didn't even get nominated, right?
Exactly. Like, you snubbed him. Like, not even a nomination. Like, go fuck yourself. I've seen worse people get nominated. Like the dude from Bridge of Spies that won that one weird year.
Bridge of Spies. Oh!
He won the best supporting actor.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I didn't even like him. Exactly. And I saw Bridge of Spies. I liked the movie. It was alright, but like
There's plenty of fucking actors that win awards where you're just like, fucking why?
Because it was their turn.
Exactly. Like, fuck you, man. And... yeah, like, this movie, I'm curious what's going to happen with the Oscars this year, especially with this movie, because this is the only really big budget movie that came out.
No, what about in January? Were there any big movies at the time? January, February?
The only one I can think of in January was The Gentleman, and it still wasn't that big of a budget.
I want to say Birds of Prey, but their budget was, like, minute. If
Birds of Prey ain't winning nothing.
I know. No, I'm trying to think, like, what, like, big movies have come out this year. Mulan, technically, I guess.
Mulan would be lucky to win some Razzies.
I think it's gonna win something, man, and you know it.
It's gonna win Razzies. The other one was gonna win.
It's gonna get nominated at least for like effects or something. Anyway, she couldn't act. Anyway.
But yeah, like, well, I've already said what I didn't like about this movie. What did you like about this movie?
Okay, can I start with what I didn't like?
Go for it. Let's do it.
The plot was actually a bit fucking
convoluted.
Yes, it was complicated as fuck. And cards on the table, I had to watch like 3 different YouTube videos to fully understand it. Like to say, oh, I can explain it now.
I forgot which movie I saw that people were like, dude, you just have to watch it over and over again. You'll get it. I really wish I could remember. And I was like, dude, if you have to fucking do like homework on a movie, it's not a good movie.
Well, no, there are some movies that do require a rewatch to fully appreciate, but I think the fact of the matter was that in Tenet, I had a very loose grasp of the idea and like the way it flowed.
I feel like Nolan had a loose grasp on the idea too.
I'm pretty sure he must have had a room with whiteboards and like models to
hey,
so he could remember like how was it like this. But no, this is easily, I think, his most ambition. I hope he really turns it down on the next one before I start learning actual physics. Like, I don't want to go to a classroom. I hope he turns it down a little bit with his next point.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, that magician movie that he made,
The Prestige.
Yeah, that was like the first one he got famous for, right?
No, that was Memento. That he got famous for.
Oh, okay.
Well, Prestige was like, you got
I feel like
pretty following.
Prestige is probably the one that really like
upped him. I think so. It came out after the X-Men, so Hugh Jackman was famous and Christian Bale was already well established. I think Prestige came out before Batman Begins, I want to say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was probably the movie that
introduced him to Christian Bale.
Yeah, that got him. Well, that introduced him to Christian Bale and that got him into Batman.
Yeah. Well, actually, that might also explain it. Maybe Warner Brothers has like the silver coin deal with Nolan.
Well, I mean, Nolan has his own production company, Syncope, right?
Yeah, but like, so the silver coin deal is an old school Hollywood thing where a studio will look at a director and say, "Hey, do this one for us. We'll sponsor your next movie."
This is like a Me Too thing.
Fuck you. We'll find out if this is gonna be added on now, won't we? But yeah, that's what the silver coin deal is in Hollywood. It's just like, you do one for us, we'll pay for one for you. I'm thinking this might have been the one where they pay for it.
Okay, so I get it because, when Bruce Willis did Armageddon,
yeah,
he only did that movie, A, because Disney, who owned Miramax, or I want to say it was Bruckheimer's company, they picked up the tab on a movie that he had made before Armageddon that just fucking bombed.
Yeah.
And they were like, we'll pick up the tab on it if you do Armageddon. And he did it.
Yeah, that's the way some studios work, is they'll look at a star, or in this case a director, and just be like, all right, one for you, one for us. That's kind of like what Tom Hanks did with Larry Crow. It was a him movie. He was like, yeah, I want to do it. It's a passion project. I'll do Toy Story 3.
Movie about like a fucking 40 dude in his 50 that goes back to college?
Yeah. I'll do Toy Story 3, but you pay for this one. Deal.
Toy Story 3 puts money in his pocket and keeps the lights on.
I don't think he even has to work anymore, man. I really don't. Okay, so what did you like about the movie? You said that you don't completely hate it. That means there has to be some positives there.
Nolan does fucking awesome action sequences. That's without a doubt. Like, his action sequences are fucking up there. Like how Michael Bay is with explosions. Like, people give Michael Bay all this shit. Michael Bay can do action. He can do explosions. Like, the dude's got some chops in him. It might not be the greatest thing, but he's got some chops. I'm not saying that Nolan is a Michael Bay, but he can do, like, realistic action sequences, minus that scene in Batman, the Dark Knight Returns.
Which one?
You know the one.
No.
Where Batman just magically kicks someone that falls. You've never seen that video?
No.
It's hilarious.
Oh, the one with Catwoman. Video. That one. Okay. I thought you meant like the scene with Bane. I was like, dude, this scene was pretty legit. Like, he broke his fucking back.
The scene with Catwoman. Yeah, the one where the dude's just like, fall.
Yeah, okay.
And, no, but like, aside from like that, like, the dude does action really well.
And grounded, actually. This Tenet, it could have been like borderline sci-fi, but it felt grounded as a movie about time travel can be. Like, it was no Back to the Future.
The fact that there was a squad that deals with this inversion wasn't sci-fi enough for you?
No, like, it didn't become, like, stupid sci-fi. You know what I mean? Like, over-the-top sci-fi.
I know you can't see this, but I'm really glaring at Eddie right now.
What? There is a line. Look, alright, let me think of a movie that goes over the top of sci-fi.
So the going forwards and backwards in time at the same time isn't going too far?
No, because it's as grounded. It's like him making the most grounded version of Batman. Like,
I get what you're saying. I'm just busting your balls.
I know. Fuck you for that. I'm trying not to come out the shitty on the other side.
But yeah, like, I get what you're saying. Like, he does make, like, a concept. Like, he made Interstellar. That was a concept about going to wormholes, visiting other planets. Mm-hmm. Like, not Star Wars.
Yeah,
not Star Trek.
As grounded as it can fucking be. Like, what's the most realistic thing we can do with this?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Which. Yeah, I appreciate that. I would love to see a Christopher Nolan James Bond movie now. Except with, like, no time travel.
To be honest, man, like, even the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, I've just never been like, oh, fuck, they're making another James Bond, dude.
Really? You don't like Daniel Craig James Bond?
I like him. Like, I saw, the only James Bond movie I ever saw, not ever saw, but the only Daniel Craig one was the first one, Casino Royale. Mm-hmm. I liked it. But James Bond has never been a character that I was just like, fuck, dude, they're making another James Bond. Because even as a kid, I never played GoldenEye.
I want to say we played it on your 64.
Nope, we played Perfect Dark.
Oh, okay, I guess, yeah, that person.
Which is arguably a very good argument that it's a clone copy of GoldenEye. If you look at the gameplay, very clone copy. It even has the same map as GoldenEye. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, like, me and 007 has just never been, like, there. I mean, I would love to see Christopher Nolan take on 007. Like, I mean, I can't think of any directors off the bat.
Well, actually, there's the hot rumor and the betting odds are that Tom Hardy is going to be the next James Bond. He's going to be the next 007. Imagine Christopher Nolan reteaming with Tom Hardy. I think he could draw magic from him. He could make it more emotional, more invested story. I don't know where the fuck you go after all these personal James Bond movies. Because that was the last, like window. Was like, we never got personal with James. We never knew about his parents. He never got married or fell in love. Like, we never broke that barrier.
He's never been black?
Nah, you're right. Never been black. I wouldn't mind Idris Elba being James Bond. I wouldn't mind that.
It's very woke of you, Eddie.
You're right. Thank you very much. Fucking Idris Elba for James Bond.
No, yeah, but, like, James Bond's like the Harry Potter franchise in the sense that it's never been about the directors. It's always been about the characters.
Yeah.
So, I mean, while I wouldn't mind Nolan being a James Bond director, I feel like it would slip through the cracks. But granted, he does have a big enough name to where, like, I don't see him slipping through the cracks. Because it's just like, how the fuck are you going to overlook the fact that Nolan is directing this movie?
I think Nolan has the name, the presence at this point to just walk up to a movie theater, to any kind of production company and be like, alright, I'm going to direct this, you're going to pay for it. Yes, sir.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like James Gunn, I'd argue. Like, I think Gunn has that kind of pull at this point.
Gunn has indie movie cred, where it's not... He's not, like... Granted, he's made Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. He's made Suicide Squad, the new one. So he does have chops in, like, doing these big movies, these huge ensemble casts. So he does have that in his repertoire. But he's also, like, a super indie movie director. Like, he's always just made really small movies aside from those movies that we listed. Nolan's always been, like, fucking big budget movies. We're going over the top.
When do you think he's gonna have his sync? Could this one be it? Because this is his first film in a while.
When he becomes Spielberg.
When he gets that old?
Well, I mean, Spielberg now...
Spielberg has some bombs, though. In the middle of his, like, golden era, he had some bombs.
Oh, of course he had some
ups
bombs.
and downs.
Every director has ups and downs. But, like, even Spielberg now, like, his new movies, I'm just like, oh, look, a Spielberg movie. Like, it's not something that I'm, like, gonna rush to the box office and drop $10 to watch a new Spielberg movie.
Ready Player One was pretty good.
Ready Player One was really good. Based off a book.
Fair.
Granted, he changed a lot of things in that book. Still based off a book.
So he knew what he was working with.
It wasn't his own original idea. Not taking not taking anything away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Warhorse, I heard, was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not the greatest.
Was James Cameron the director of the last Terminator film? Like did he directly?
No, he was producer.
Okay, he produced it. Oh, okay. I thought he was actually directing a director.
No.
Okay, because I was gonna say maybe Cameron's. Maybe we're in an age now where the new directors are taking over.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, you don't really see a lot of the old heads anymore. You don't see, Brett Ratner's Me Too'd. Bryan Singer's Me Too'd.
Scorsese retreated to Netflix.
Scorsese's gone. He made Irishman, which was okay.
Well, he's also he's teaming up with Leonardo DiCaprio to make The Devil in the White City.
Okay.
It's based off H. Holmes. I don't know if you know who he is or.
Dude, I've heard like so many rumors that they're gonna make that movie and it's just never happened. So I'm just like, fucking make it or not. Should have gone off the pot, bro.
I mean, they already have the rights for the book. They're just like waiting to when they can start filming. I'm sure they were going to start filming this year. I think they wanted.
Dude, I've heard rumors like since like 18.
Okay, it's in development hell.
Usually, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, like you don't really see a lot of like new head directors, in
others?
Film, really.
What do you mean?
Like, I think film is in such a downturn right now.
What?
Not saying like it's not making money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that if you're an artist
mm-hmm.
and you want to flesh out a story,
mm-hmm.
you go to TV.
Mm-hmm.
You go to streaming TV.
Mm-hmm.
One, because it has all the benefits of an HBO-esque show
mm-hmm.
where you can do these long episodes with no commercials,
mm-hmm.
except it goes straight to a streaming service and it hits the consumer directly.
Mm-hmm.
How many TV shows are coming out right now that are streaming service shows that everyone's like, dude, I can't fucking wait till that next season comes out?
It's true. You're not wrong.
Like, I think if you're an artist right now, it's so much more appealing to go to a Netflix, to a Hulu. Granted, I don't think I've seen Hulu pump out too many original shows.
They do. They do. I have Hulu, and they pump out a good amount of originals. They also pump out those secondary stuff from like MSNBC and whatnot.
Yeah, so if you're an artist, especially, it seems like being an artsy director now
mm-hmm.
is the thing. So like I see them more going towards TV, in the sense that they're going to streaming services and directing these new shows and really like fleshing out these stories. Because I mean, I don't know, like it seems like there's such a hold in Hollywood with these old head directors
mm-hmm.
that it's very hard to get new blood in there.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I think the only, and I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, the only studio that I've ever seen give these small directors these huge projects is Marvel.
Sorta, yeah.
They gave what's his face, Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Mm-hmm.
They gave Peyton Reed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Peyton Reed. I don't know if he's for Spider-Man or for Ant-Man and the Wasp. But they gave the director for the Homecoming and then Far From Home. They were indie directors.
I'd say though it's kind of like, remember how you mentioned in Mulan that with these huge budgets there's a lot of interference from studios?
Yeah.
I'd say the same thing with Marvel, because they all kind of, the directors there, and they add their own kind of spiel and kind of like their own little take on it.
Mm-hmm.
But every Marvel film feels like a Marvel film, and that's not negative. That's just to say, like, I don't know about that.
Well, I think the reason being is that it does have to service the universe, the Marvel universe. So there has to be a feel to it.
There has to be a few filters to it.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, these directors have their own free reign on it. I mean, Far From Home had a dick joke in it.
What? When?
Aunt May says like, "Is your spider sense tingling?"
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like there's a dick joke in Far From Home. Like it's not like so far fetched. And then the Russo brothers, I mean, they're known for doing like TV shows.
Yeah.
And they gave them the reins to Winter Soldier, and then Winter Soldier, Civil War, and then so on and so forth. The rest is history.
Yeah, they told
Josh Whedon.
They told Whedon to have a good day, and
Josh Whedon, a guy who started in TV, Buffy, Firefly. Next thing you know, he's fucking directing the biggest superhero movie of all time.
Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know, man. I'd argue that not that you're wrong about the whole indie thing and TV. I think we're in a golden age of TV, but I'd also say I don't think movies are behind us because I see
movies are stuck in a very particular spot where it's like, if you can make a movie for under $5 million, you're gonna get it made. Mm-hmm. If you can't, if you're stuck in a weird spot where it's like 10 to 20 million, good fucking luck getting that made.
A Quiet Place?
It's very rare. Very rare.
But I live for those rare ones.
I live for those too.
I live for those films that like should not have been made.
No, I get you. Because like even Matt Damon said, if Good Will Hunting was to come out today, it wouldn't.
It would bomb?
No, it just wouldn't come out because it was such a niche budget that the studios were like, well, we're not going to make like a ton of money on it. Why should we invest in it?
I think there are studios that are beginning to emerge that are slowly making those artsy movies that are like, look, we're aware we're not going to quadruple or make 10 times our budget, but this is a good film. We can probably get some attention from it from critics and whatnot, maybe some Oscar bait or whatever.
But that's where the budget comes into play. Because if it's in that niche budget where it's like over 10 mil, under 20, or even in the 20s, the studios are looking at it and they're like, why am I going to make this movie if I'm not going to be making a ton of money on it, or if I'm not going to be making Oscar buzz on it? Because a lot of films back in the day were like, yeah, they were like 10 mil to 20 mil, and now like those movies wouldn't be made anymore because now it's just like, is it a franchise? Are we going to make a ton of money on this?
Can we sell products from it?
Yeah, is there a possibility, like, we're going to make a bunch of money on this? Like, can we sell it overseas?
Yeah.
I mean, and now movies are in such a weird spot where, like, thank God for streaming services. Because if it wasn't for streaming service, I mean, who's to say, like, a bunch of these movies would be made? If it wasn't for Netflix, how many of these movies that you see on Netflix would be made? Triple Frontier wouldn't be made.
Nolan Holmes probably would have been a Cartoon Network movie.
It would have been a straight kids movie. Yeah. Like, they would have downgraded that movie so much, like, just so that kids would watch it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I want to see it because I love Millie Bobby Brown. I love her in Stranger Things. I mean, I think she's a fucking awesome actress.
Yeah.
So I'll watch it. Henry Cavill's in it. The dude from Hunger Games.
Peter?
No. The
asshole.
The dude with the trident.
I don't recall, but okay.
The one that's always getting boofed.
Don't recall.
Okay.
Oh, the young guy.
Pretty boy.
Came
out the second one.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I haven't even seen the last two.
He plays the older brother. So yeah, I want to see that movie. But yeah, like, I mean, props to Nolan because he's doing what he wants to do. But I mean, luckily he's still in that niche where it's like, no, like these movies require like a ton of money to make. Like, I don't see Nolan making like low budget movies.
I don't think anymore. Well, these films can't afford to be low budget.
Like, hey man, I need a lot of special effects. How much? Yes.
I mean, what if his next film went back to his roots a little bit and he did like a low grade, low budget, like cop thriller for like 10 mil? Like, what if he was like, you know what? I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna roll up these fucking sleeves and go.
Hey man, I mean, that's really just up to him. Like, does he feel like he has something to prove? I mean, I think eventually, like, a director comes to a point where it's like, am I gonna win an Oscar? Like, in reality, am I gonna win an Oscar or not? And I think there's some directors who reach that moment and they're just like, I'm never gonna win an Oscar, but fuck it, I love money, so let's keep going. And so, like, I mean, with Nolan, I feel like he's stuck in this path where it's like edging on he can win an Oscar or he's just going to be a big budget director his entire life.
Ah, God, I wonder what his.
This movie's not winning him an Oscar.
It's a weak year, man. It's a very weak year. If there was ever a year.
But that's even if they decide to have an Oscars.
They will. There's too much money to be made in advertisement.
There's a lot of money to be made in advertisement, but there's also no fucking movies coming out.
There's enough.
Then Spielberg's gonna fucking hate it because a bunch of the movies that are going to be coming out went straight to streaming services.
Well, then he can fucking boycott it. Done. Fucking hashtags go stand with Spielberg. Fuck it.
Spielberg is going to lose his shit because, I mean, what movie's going to get nominated? Antebellum, King of Staten Island.
Yeah, actually,
Are we going to see fucking Judd Apatow win an Oscar for Best Director? Which he probably should have won for 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Wait, what did he direct?
Judd Apatow?
Yeah.
He's done, like...
No, I mean this year.
Oh, King of Staten Island.
Oh, he directed it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I thought it had a weird feel to it.
I haven't seen it. I can rent it, but I just haven't, like, sat down and watched it.
No, me neither.
But it looks good. I mean, Pete Davidson, I'm not a big fan, but he looks good in this movie.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So let's go back a little bit to Tenet. So you mentioned you like the action sequences. You weren't a big fan of the acting. Would you ever watch this film a second time? Like on a Tuesday at like 2:00 in the afternoon, you got nothing to do for a couple of hours. Would you watch it again?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I want to see it again just to see, like, okay, let me see if I can understand the plot a little bit more without having to watch fan theory videos. I mean, of course, I like the casting in this movie. There's really no one that was like, why the fuck are they in this movie?
There weren't any weak links.
Yeah, like, I was just like, these are all, like, really good actors. And I was just like, I feel like you really just, like, hamstrung them and had them, like, just do this same tone throughout the fucking movie. I mean, John David Washington's arguably the most boring character in this fucking movie. No name, you just call him the protagonist.
And they even call him the protagonist. Like, it's, at one point, that's
he
his last line.
calls himself the protagonist.
Yeah, in one point, he's like, you're
I'm the protagonist.
Yeah.
Calm down, Batman.
I mean, imagine him fighting Batman. I wouldn't mind that.
You know he was an NFL player, right?
An actual NFL player? Oh, I thought he was just a normal actor.
No, he played for the Rams.
Was he any good?
Obviously not. He's just acting now.
You never know. Maybe he got injured or something. He tore his ACL. I was like, oh, shit, I guess I'm going to act.
I mean, that's why he was in Ballers.
See, I thought he looked... okay, yeah, that makes sense.
He has the experience. The Rock has the experience. I mean, like, I really liked him. I really like him as an actor. I feel like this is probably not his best, like, opening movie, because I think this is, like, his first movie, or, like, big budget movie.
Well, I mean, the fact that he has worked with Christopher Nolan on his resume, I mean, I'd argue that's better than Denzel Washington is my daddy.
Sure. I mean, hey, like you said, if there's an Oscar this year, I mean, there's a really good chance, like, Nolan's gonna finally win for Best Director and possibly Best Movie.
I don't know about Best Movie. I think Best Director at this point.
I don't know.
Maybe Best Original Screenplay too.
This
is high concept.
There's so, like, few movies. Like, I haven't seen many of the streaming movies that have come out. I mean, fuck, like, who's gonna win Best Actor? Ben Affleck for The Way Back?
I hope not.
Hey, man, fuck you. That movie's good.
You liked it?
Dude, I fucking love that movie.
To be fair, I haven't seen it. The previews made me really depressed.
Like, you could really see that movie, and you could really see, like, oh, like, Ben Affleck was dealing with his own shit when he made this movie.
So it is worth a watch, then.
Yeah.
Like, the trailer made me want to, like, slip my wrist.
No.
I was like, Jesus, this is depressing.
It's not your typical, like, upbeat movie.
Yeah.
Like, you could really tell, like, Ben Affleck really delved into his own personal problems with alcohol and did this movie.
Did he direct it himself? Or? No.
This is the dude that did Warrior.
Oh, I need to watch it then. I love Warrior. Okay.
Oh.
Alright, I need to dive into this one then. Ah, crap. Better be prepared.
I mean, fuck. Who's going to win Best Movie? The Invisible Man? That was a really good movie. I don't see her winning Best Movie, but...
I don't even see it being nominated.
It was a really good fucking movie. I think she should be nominated for Best Actress.
I agree with you, but... and they still do. They're a little... The Academy is very snobby with any kind of, like, sci-fi
Well,
films.
fuck. Who are they going to nominate this year? Because...
Bro,
it's all streaming movies, and that one actually had a theatrical release for a good minute.
I actually remember watching it, and it was actually really good. I think I actually have a written review on it on our website, therollback.net, if you want to go check that out.
Never read it. I saw it there.
Nah, you bastard. I read your shit.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I had to proofread it, you dick.
Apparently you didn't, because I found some typos in my Home Before Dark one.
Where?
In the very beginning.
Really?
Yep.
Were those the ones I corrected?
Nope. I hope they weren't the ones you corrected because you're an English major. And
I'm not a good one, though.
Spell like a 5-year-old.
Me don't read good, but me talk good. Hence, I have the podcast.
Do you though?
Yes, we do. So, okay, final grade on Tenet. Like you, wait, I didn't have the chance to say one of the.
Go for it.
I love how Nolan has such like wave, like a presence about him. Fucking, they can film wherever they want. There was no screening in this movie. Like we're gonna go film in on location. Where? Everywhere. Like he didn't have. I don't think he doesn't have to compromise his vision, and I love the fact that he's not willing to.
Like Nolan has his name has the backing behind it, like Marvel Studios, where it's like money's no object. If it's in the story, well, fuck, it's in the story.
Yeah.
He has that way about him where it's just like, well, fuck, he has to film in France. I guess we're fucking going to France.
Yeah. But see, I love that though. Like this film, it never compromised, and I saw a lot of shit where it probably would have. It was anyone else directing this movie.
There's plenty of movies where that happens, where it's just like, we get your vision, dude, but we're shooting in Georgia.
Exactly. So that's what I love about this movie. It was also like it never fucking compromised at all. Concept was kind of hard to understand, but I mean, fuck it. I watched a few videos and I fully understood it. Can I give like one big spoiler, folks? Do you fucking end it now if you don't want to spoil?
You're warning them now, so. All
right, fucking spoiler. All right, Neil.
We spoiled a couple parts.
Fucking Neil is the son. Done. Look at his backpack. You see the little chain thing there.
It's something you have to pay attention to, or else you're just never gonna fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
Or you have to go and watch 3 YouTube videos about it.
Yeah, pretty goddamn much. Yeah, Neil is apparently the son. Apparently at some point he traveled like backwards for a few years to get to the point where he is now. Like, yeah, shit's like, ugh. That's also one of the reasons why he knew what he drinks and doesn't drink. It's not just like, again, he's towards the middle to end of their friendship, whereas the other guy is just starting it. Which, did you feel any kind of emotion at that when it's like...
Dude, I didn't feel shit in this movie because everyone talks in the same octave.
They're not talking to each other, but like, okay, the last thing they say to each other, is this the end of a beautiful friendship? Well, for me, it's just...
I was like, I couldn't give 2 shits about these characters.
Really?
Because they talk like robots.
I liked him. And again, their refusal to like go over the top and be like, oh, fuck. It's just like, at this level of shit that you're doing, you don't freak out. You simply go forward and do what you need to.
You can change octaves.
Not that you don't have to change octaves, though.
Do you?
No.
I don't know, because they didn't change octaves the entire movie, and I was like, this is a really boring fucking movie.
Look, it's like a nurse on her first day versus a nurse that's been around for 20 years. Oh my god, there's blood everywhere. And then the senior is like, yeah, it's not enough for him to die. Just calm down. He'll be fine.
The most thing you see out of John David Washington is when he goes and buys a suit.
Mm-hmm.
No, and when he goes and gets food.
Oh, box that up for me?
Yeah, that's the most. That's the most emotion you get out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, fucking, that's it?
Well, it's not meant to be... God, you're right. There could have been more jokes. You're not wrong there.
No, but like...
Oh, who's yours?
No, but like... I don't hate this movie. But it is really hard for me to like... to feel for the characters, feel emotionally attached with the characters, when one talks like a fucking robot the entire time, so you're just like, okay, whatever, dude. I mean, like, I don't know, man, like, again, don't hate this movie. It's hard to feel, like, emotional attachment to a character that, again, talks like a robot the entire time.
It's alright. It's not his best work, but I'll fucking take it.
I mean, hey, it's his first big movie. It's attached to Christopher Nolan, so hopefully he uses this as a stepping stone and do Equalizer 3, Son of Equalizer.
Oh, God. What if he goes against John Wick versus...
Well, it look more realistic than any of the Equalizer movies.
Does he count like to 19 or something like... He's like...
No, he just times himself and he's like, ah, damn it, getting slow.
I need to watch part 2. I like part 1. Fences was great though. And this was
Fences
Rollback.
was a piece of shit is what it was.
And thank you for joining us today. Again,
Yes, everybody, this is the end of the Saturday podcast.
the Rollback.
This is the rollback, not my rewind. You can tell it's weak production. It's whatever. But you know what? If you really want to get some really good reviews, join me on Wednesdays for my Wednesday rewind.
And if you don't want to listen to some like really shitty old ass indie film buff guy, you can always join us here on Saturdays on the Rollback with all the modern fucking movies.
Yeah, if you like shitty robot talking,
God.
please check us out on our website at therollback.net. We have written reviews. Alex, Gemma, Eddie, myself.
If you're on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate that. If you're listening to us via podcast, please subscribe. Again, we need the numbers. For the love of God, please. And also all to all of our European fans, love you.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook. We have podcasts on Apple, Spotify, Google. So, check them out.
Almost anywhere, actually, you can get a podcast.
Yeah,
God.
and YouTube. Yeah, don't forget YouTube. Oh, yeah, you mentioned YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, so please check us out. I'm Eddie.
I'm Fernando.
And this is the rollback.
Cut it? Yeah,
Cut it.
Okay.
I wonder how many people are going to be like, what the fuck?